For me, manifestation has completely transformed over the last 3-4 years. In the very beginning, there was a certain way I went about the process. And then in the middle, there was another way I went about the process. And then as of recently, there is a process and a way that I go about this that has made it so much easier for me. And I think that these are also 3 stages most people go on as they learn how to create their dream reality, and really the steps that go involved in transforming it from the inside out. And in this video, I'm gonna show you those 3 stages that I went through, but I'm also gonna show you how you can apply this into your life and what I personally do now to manifest my dream life. Welcome back to another video. My name's Aaron and I help people expand their consciousness. I've been saying that in so many videos now that it's just fun to say. Okay, so first off, the different levels of consciousness. Now, many of you have seen this before, and let me share with you, back in 2017, when I started my journey of really going after this, let me share with you where I was. Now, we got these bottom emotions, and this is the scale of consciousness from the book Power vs. Force. We got shame, fear, anger, courage, neutrality, which is where we learn how to observe our thoughts. Then we have, that wasn't Illuminati sign, by the way. I remember in old videos I'd go like this sometimes and people are like, Illuminati. Neutrality, willingness, acceptance, reasoning, love, joy, peace, and enlightenment. Now, as we move up the scale, as we raise our vibration, things become much easier. Things become much more about flow, and we're just in the right place at the right time. There's just more synchronicity, and it's easy. Now, in the beginning, in 2017, let me just kind of paint the picture here for those of you that haven't heard me tell this little story before. I know I share it a lot, but back in 2017, I was working a 9-to-5 job I did not like. I felt stuck. I didn't know exactly what to do to go full-time doing what I love. It was in a way I wanted to do videos, I wanted to share ideas, but I felt fear. And a lot of that fear came because I didn't believe in myself and I thought people would judge me for having these esoteric thoughts and stuff like that. And I was working that 9-to-5 job that I worked for years, so wearing a suit every day to work, selling women's shoes. And I knew that what I wanted to do, but I didn't know how to do it. And I didn't even know exactly what to do. I just kind of knew that it wasn't what I was doing. So anyways, I was feeling a lot of these lower vibrational emotions, and what kept me stuck is that the way I learned about manifestation was from the movie The Secret, which I think opened up a lot of people to the law of attraction stuff. The problem is that when I was focused on movies like The Secret and I was manifesting like that, a lot of it was more so like I'm gonna sit on the couch, I'm gonna think about what I want, and I'm just gonna think, I'm gonna visualize it, I'm gonna feel the emotion. Now the challenge is that I wasn't taking any physical action really. It was like I was making a video one day a week on YouTube. I was barely growing, or maybe it was like once a month at first, then once a week. And then in February 2017, I made a choice that I was gonna go daily on YouTube. And when I went daily on YouTube, after 2 or 3, I said, I'm gonna make a video every single day for the next year until I'm doing what I love, or just because this is who I choose to be. That was the thing. And what I did is I made a video every single day, no matter what. And sometimes it wasn't easy because I'd get done at Barney's, New York, which is where I work selling women's shoes, at like 11 or 12 at night. I'd go home, I'd film a video, I'd edit the video, I'd schedule the video to go out the next day and make the thumbnail, and then I would go to bed and then I'd wake up and do it all over again. But every single day a video would go up. After 3 weeks of doing that, I had one video go viral. It was a video where my eyes were like this. I was like, this is the way to change your subconscious mind. And I looked really bug-eyed. And, but that video went freaking viral. It got like, I don't even remember, but I remember I started growing by like, I think at the peak of that time, it was like 600 subscribers a day. I'm like, oh, I went from 3,000 subs to 20-something thousand subs in like 1 month. I was like, oh my gosh, there's something here. And then what I did is I continued to make those videos. And videos kept popping here and there. And after about 4 or 5 months, guess what? Quit that 9-to-5 job. Never had to go back, never will. Because I know too much now. And what that was me moving from and taking the middle levels. These middle levels are more about productivity and more about a lot of times taking action. We got willingness. Willingness is very similar to like Tony Robbins, like take massive action type stuff. And like Gary Vee, that's very much in the middle. And before I was feeling blocked. I was feeling anger, fear, shame, guilt. I was feeling the pain of my ex-stepmom and all that situation that I went through from 7 to 16 years old. And I was telling myself a story. And then what happened is as I became aware of all of these lower vibrational emotions and I just integrated them, I allowed them to be there, but I also, a big part of this was changing the meaning that I gave them, because I realized that my pain in my past led me to a spiritual awakening. That's when things really began to change. It began to like reuse that energy inside of myself. And from making daily videos on YouTube, it changed also my sense of identity. I literally started to see myself as somebody that made daily videos, and I before was considering myself lazy. Now I was considering myself somebody that could work hard and be successful. And for years, 2 or 3 years, I made videos every single day on YouTube. Even after there were plenty of momentum and growth, I didn't have to continue to make daily videos, I still did. Because I was locked into the mindset of hard work. And I enjoyed what I did. So it didn't feel like, oh, it's hard work, I hate doing this. It was more like it wasn't that hard to do because I did love doing it, but it was still hard. And what happened is that was when I was in the middle level. So when I talked about the 3 different stages, there's this stage where you feel blocked and you feel like you don't know the steps to take, and you feel like roadblocks keep coming up and obstacles, and you feel this resistance come up when you go to take action. That's one of the stages. And the key to get through that stage is to understand this right here of neutrality. You see this right here, meditation and observing your thoughts. When I learned how to meditate, it changed my whole entire life. I went from feeling on a scale of 1 to 10, like I was at about a 3 out of 10, to all of a sudden feeling I was like a 7 or 8 out of 10. And I felt high all the time, 10 feeling amazing, 0 feeling not so great. And I thought the feeling was gonna go away. It never really did. I'm not enlightened or anything, but my base point vibration raised. It still dips a little bit and go up or down just a tad, but my base point is much higher. And that came from observing my thoughts and learning meditation. When I started to do that, I started to clear this lower vibrational emotion. And then I started to be where taking action and being this identity, this version of me changed everything. Now, this is one of the biggest keys, the change in your life in any way. That is understanding that when you change your sense of identity, the way that you view yourself, that's when everything begins to change. We all have a way that we view ourselves, and that's on autopilot whether we're aware of it or not. The courage that it takes is that we look at that identity and we let go of the old one. My old identity was that I was lazy, that I was only worthy of working a 9-to-5 job. My thoughts, my emotions, and my actions were equal to working that 9-to-5 job. What I had to do is I had to begin to let go of that self-image and wire in a self-image that I am a full-time YouTuber. I took on that identity even before it was my outer reality. I first off made it my inner reality. I saw myself as a full-time YouTuber. And I didn't just see myself as it, but I wired it in with daily action. If there's one thing that I could tell you changes your identity more than anything, it's what you do on a daily basis. If you want to be an artist or become an artist, then be an artist. Make art every single day. And over the course of 2-3 weeks, guess what? You're gonna have so many art pieces, your house is gonna be flooded, and you're not gonna know what to do with all of them. And then you're gonna have no choice but to say, yo, I'm a freaking artist. You see, what you do daily is affecting your sense of identity. If you view yourself and part of your identity is that you're not worthy of love, then guess what? You're gonna be blocking out love. If your sense of identity is that you have to work a 9-to-5 job and you're not worthy of doing what you love full time, then that will be your reality. 99% of people on the planet don't know what their identity is, how they see themselves, their self-image. They don't know what that inner self-image is. Therefore, they're just remaining on autopilot. So when it comes to this, when I learned how to change my self-image, by the way, I was working at Nordstrom's and Women's Shoes. I realized that every single day I went into work, there was this chart that showed the top salespeople from the day before. I was always right in the middle. Wasn't the worst, wasn't the best. Right in the middle. I saw myself as an average employee, as an average sales employee. And you only got paid a percentage of what you sold. So if I sold $5,000, I'd make $500 that day because I got 10% commission. If I sold $2,000, I'd get $200 that day. If I sold $1,000, I'd get $100 that day. Now, what I did is I started to see myself, I started to embody and be a top salesperson. I said, I want to be at that top of that list every single day. So I was like, how would that version of me act? How would that version of me feel? How would that version of me greet customers? Would I greet every customer? Would I be charismatic? Would I be witty and smart and funny? And would I really enjoy having fun with other people and like helping and add value to them? Or would I go into work every day focused on me and how I'm going to make my little goals? You see what I mean? It was different. So I started to be a top salesperson, and very quickly that changed my identity, and I became at the top of that list. Literally within days of doing that, I was consistently at the top of that list. That's the power of changing the self-image. So what happens is when we view ourselves as average or less than average or not in a high self-image, then we find that people treat us the same way as well, because everything, here's an epiphany with manifestation. Everything is just a reflection of our inner reality. What do we believe to be true about ourselves? What do we believe we deserve? How do we believe we deserve to be talked to? And we get in life that which we tolerate. Someone talks down to you and you let it happen, then guess what? Because you're letting it happen, you'll keep getting people that come in your life and overstep that boundary. When you change your self-image and when you claim your power on the inside, people begin to respect you on the outside, but you got to respect yourself first. You want to attract love in your life? You got to feel love for yourself first. You see, this is all an inner game. When I realized that, it changed my life. One of the biggest epiphanies I had was when I went to Costa Rica, did plant medicine, where I go deep into the subconscious and stuff, and I became aware that I had this belief that I have to work hard. Here I am a week at this beautiful place in Costa Rica, and having 4 nights of plant medicine, and I'm like, I gotta make a video, and I'm like, wait, why am I so tied into believing that this is what I have to do? Why can't I just enjoy this 1 week when I've worked for 3 years? And I became aware that I believed I had to work hard to be successful. And that I was keeping that on autopilot and wasn't enjoying the present moment. I was too occupied with getting to the future. It was always more, always more. Hit 100,000 on YouTube. What about 200,000? Hit 200,000 on YouTube. What about 400,000? It's just always, the ego would just always go for more. And then it won't be happy until it gets that. So what I learned to do is enjoy the present moment, to have fun, and as I had that perspective, so many things transformed. So one of the best things you could do is realize that the middle levels is where you change your identity, but you also are being it. Be as if, literally being that identity, wire it in every single day with action. That's the second level of manifestation. Now let me share with you the one that I have been applying that works like magic. There is a book called Letting Go by Dr. David Hawkins, and it talks about letting go. The key to raising our vibration is really just letting go. Letting go of outcome, letting go of control, letting go of thinking that the ego needs to do everything. Here's the interesting thing. At the bottom levels, there's almost a lack of ego structure. There's a lack of ego structure, like what do? I don't feel confident. It's almost like a lack of that ego. Then what we do in the middle levels is we build the ego. We say the ego works hard. The ego does this. The ego does that. The ego has a self-image. The self-image is an ego of itself. And then what happens is when we go into the top levels, we let go of the ego. We let go of the self-image. And then guess what happens? By letting go, we allow the universe to manifest for us. I cannot tell you how magical this has been for me. Things I'm trying to control in my life. As I've been more into these levels, now I'm not saying I'm enlightened or anything like that. I'm saying that as I've raised my vibration to more like love and above, magic has come, synchronicity that you can't even describe has come into my life. I'm like building a separate business right now, this huge idea that I have that I've been working on, and literally, it's crazy the synchronicities that have come into place, the people that have been brought in my life, the people that have, it is incredible. But it's not from control, it's from letting go. Even like in a couple weeks, I'm going back to Costa Rica. And there were some things that kind of fell apart to where we thought we weren't going to be able to go. When that happened, in the moment, it's like, oh, looks like we have to cancel this. Going there for like a week. And there's all this stuff going on in the world and the travel restrictions, all this stuff. And I was like, you know what? Let's just let go. Let's allow the divine, the universe to take care of it. Trusting in the universe. Instead of trusting the ego, it's trusting in the universe. Guess what? Every single hurdle was taken care of. And not only that, it was easier than ever. allowing us to then go to Costa Rica. Then it's like, well, what about the travel restrictions and stuff like that? Oh, everything opens up November 1st. Everything is open. Not only that, like you don't have to get all this crazy tests and stuff like that. Like it is amazing how magical these things have happened, but not from controlling, from letting go. Realize that anytime we try to control, we're imposing our will on reality rather than allowing the universe to bring us something even more amazing than we can even imagine. That's the beauty of this. And imagine this, anytime you try to control at all, it's based in fear. If you try to control, it's because you're afraid that there's not an abundance in the universe and that you're not going to get what you want. It's a lack mentality. And when you try to control someone else, you are in a way imposing your will or energy on them and an expectation, and then they resist it. They do the opposite because they feel it as internal pressure. When you let go, you then allow them to make the choice on themselves. You then empower them. You then trust the universe to help them. You see, this is the change in consciousness that I'm talking about. We go lack of ego, where we then begin to build it, into willpower, Tony Robbins, stuff like that, take massive action. It can work, but then there's another level above that, and that's the level that I have been practicing in recently, and it has to do with letting go, allowing magic to come into life, allowing the divine to flow through. When I make these videos a lot of times, it's more of like a flow state. It's not really just me and my ego, it's just flow state coming through. We all have the ability to do this. And the more you allow the energy to flow through, the more you have this intention of adding value to other people, not in a people-pleasing way, but add value to people because you realize that we're all connected, the more magical life becomes and the more good comes from that. What you put out is what you get back. But you allow the universe to flow through you. Let go of control. Let go of trying to make things happen. Let go and be the version of you prefer to be, but let go of the outcome. Allow the universe to take care of the details for you. Don't let the how get in the way. This has been one of the biggest shifts in consciousness that I've had on understanding this. And this is what has really helped me to raise my vibration to a completely new level. Now, if you're watching this video right now, you may have not known it, but I have a 21-day challenge. That's pretty much 21 days of letting go of the old, raising your vibration, and 21 days, can you see that? 21 days, a new higher vibrational you. That is the goal. There's also a high vibe tribe. There's step-by-step videos. This isn't like just videos you watch, by the way, like on YouTube. This is like accountability. After you watch a video, there's different things that you do. It's what you actually do to raise your vibration, but it helps you to do this. So if you haven't checked that out yet, you can click the link below, or you can go to raiseyourvibrationchallenge.com. and you'll see it there, and you can join right now. As this video goes up, I'm gonna open it up for enrollment so that you can join, and it's gonna help you learn pretty much these two things: meaning, beliefs, and passion, and meditation. It's gonna show you how to merge these two together so that you're able to shift your consciousness in a powerful way to make reality more magical than ever. It'll allow the universe to create for you. So with that being said, can you like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and as always, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace, much love, and namaste.